5 stories of deathbed phenomena. I have been with patients near death and witnessed several of them experiencing hallucinations of dead people. One of them got a phone call from beyond from his grandma, who told him they were preparing for him to come, but it was not yet. He was eagerly anticipating the next phone call when she was expected to tell him it was time. As my grandfather lay in his bed, close to the end of his long life, he had a vision and pointed to the far wall. "What are you seeing?" my grandmother asked. "A transcendent view of the Queen," he replied. "Which Queen?" "The Queen of all the world," he answered reverently. "Is it your mother?" He nodded and smiled and fell back asleep. Toward the end of my father's life, he kept telling me he was seeing a little dog sitting in a chair next to his bed. He described the dog in detail and would point his finger at it with serious certainty. After he died, going through a very old and dusty box of his things, I found a sketch he had done as a child of his little dog sitting in a chair. I put it on the cover of the card for his memorial service. At the end of his life, my dad was blind. Arthritis fused his cervical spine, forcing his head downward. He lost the ability to walk. His kidneys and heart fought each other. He became unresponsive. A week before he died, I paused in the doorway before entering his room to find him engaged in a lively monologue. I touched his arm. "Very one, I'd like you to meet my daughter." I straightened and waved to the empty room. He spoke and looked around with ease. He sat relaxed, crossing and uncrossing his legs, conversing with his children and long-gone co-workers. As he spoke, he made grand gestures. I audibly gasped when he lifted his spindly arms over his head and looked toward the sky while making a point. His movements resembled a man decades younger than 91. After a while, he grew tired and fell back asleep. I will never forget how the mind can overpower the body with such ease. We lost my father in 2018, and Mom mourned and grieved that loss every day. They were a team. Mom fell gravely ill in February 2023. I spent almost every day at her bedside in hospitals and a nursing home until her last day. Her final week was filled with conversations with my father, as if he was right next to her, asking him if he wanted the other half of her sandwich, or would he hand her the TV remote. Mundane conversations, but so profound too. Startled at first, I was relieved to see her find peace after having witnessed her agonizing battle with decline and disease in the prior months. Her passage was not the graceful one that I wished for until that final week. I kept pleading with my father to come and get her, and he did when the time was right. I am grateful even as I grieve. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spooky stories.